I'm drinking coffee since I'm recovering. No adult beverage this time. Inside of it is some pockets. Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Fran Presents the Play. Quan being joined by the team and a special guest. Ben, it's been a minute. How you guys doing today?
Let's go!
She is funny. That's what's up. I'm happy to see you guys on here. Nikki's on travel, doing her thing, and then Ben's in the car. Be safe. June's at home like me. So how you guys feeling?
I feel great. My team is 2-0 since 2016, so I cannot be happier.
Yeah, he's a Giants fan. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because we got a segment coming up for that. Now, question, who's ready to get into the recaps and then go off the who won the games? Nikki's going to go off the who won the pick'ems and do the time constraint because Nick's on travel. We're going to knock out the predictions sooner than later. That if she has to leave, her predictions are in, and we'll take over for the topics from there and get it going. So let me pull up the scores for last week, and then Nick is going to go over who won. Give me a second. I'm not trying to do it on the computer because I'm tired of the advertisement playing in the back. So using another phone. Give me a second. Maybe this is an excuse for me to buy another iPad so I can have it.
I can do it.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh, Ben, because your team finally doing something. They being professional. You know what I'm saying?
Your team is doing something too. So I'm
don't worry about my team, Ben. Don't worry about mine. You got in here talking about we 2-0. I didn't come in here talking like that. I got it, Frank.
You sure? Because I'm there.
I'm there. What? I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So here go week 2, right? So the Chiefs won 27-24 against the Chargers. The Pats won 17 against the Steelers, 17-14. The raggedy ass Giants, here it goes, doing something. They beat the Panthers 19-16. The Jets, oh my God, Jets beat the Browns 31-30. Wait a minute. Hold on. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Colts 34-0. Boom, 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 boom. All right. This one is, it is what it is. The Dolphins in the fourth quarter. Anyway, beat the Ravens 42-38. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Saints 20-10. Oh my God. The Detroit Lions ain't playing with nobody. 36-27. They beat the Commanders. The 49ers beat the Seahawks 27-7. The Rams through the hair, their chin, beat the Falcons 31-27. The Cardinals beat the Raiders 29-39. 29-23, sorry. The Broncos found a way to win, beat the Texans 16-19. The Dallas Cowboys. So look, they were gone.
Nikki, 16-9.
That's what I said. The Broncos beat the Texans 16-9.
Oh, you said 19. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Not 19. But go ahead.
The Broncos beat the Texans 16-9. The Cowboys but they beat the Bengals 20-17. The Packers beat the Bears 27-10. And on Monday night, double hitters, the Bills, listen, Buffalo Bills beat the Tennessee Titans 41-7. And the Eagles beat the Vikings 24-7.
So again, what was the last
In
one?
our
The phone broke
weekly
up a little bit.
pick'ems.
It
What?
broke up a little bit. What was that? What was that score again?
Oh, the Buffalo Bills beat the
Not that one. I didn't hear that part.
Okay,
You
the
know what?
Eagles beat the
Log her off,
Vikings.
damn it.
What they beat them with? Hold on. 24-7. All right. So our weekly pick'ems. You know, y'all want to know something, y'all?
What?
2 people tied and another 2 people tied. So, all right. So in the lead for this week, both are June and Frank.
He
with
picked after me. Because he picked after me, damn it. I knew that was going to happen.
With 11 correct predictions. And myself and Bree tied with 7. Now, let me be transparent. June, don't do that.
Oh, my bad.
Transparency. And I wish I would have checked. But Bree did not submit all her submissions. She missed one game. And because of that, she didn't get a point. She missed the game. Now, I would like to believe if she had predicted that game, she would have had 8 wins with my 7, but she didn't. She didn't predict. That game just happened to be the Vikings against the Eagles. She didn't send any prediction. So that's how me and Bree tied with 7. But the gentleman won with 11. So if you want to say who's winning overall, it would still be June. June will be winning.
We got a long season to go. Don't worry about it.
Who will be coming second? It probably will be Frank, but if it was Frank coming in second, Bree would be right in his tail because he won last week. So I don't have the numbers of total, but I know for a fact June is winning. He's carrying the lead.
No, it's all good. It's all good. June said he's gonna play serious now that he retired. You know what I'm saying? He
right.
Said,
I BS on some of mine.
So, my God,
I BS on some of mine, but it's all right.
So, we got Ben on here. Before we go on to talking, so because the first question I had at one of the talking points, and Nikki, let me know when you have like 10 minutes before y'all leave so we can do the pick'ems. But the first one of the talking points I do have is which 2-0 team is a real contender and which 0-2 team still has a chance?
The real contender for real.
Mm-hmm.
The Buffalo Bills. Okay, listen. Let's be honest. You could with that question. Time out.
Go ahead.
With that question, you couldn't really even count the Bills, right? You have to look at the teams that. Teams that you wouldn't even give in life, right? One team that I wouldn't even give in life that is doing the do, and they're not 2-0, is like the Lions. Like I wouldn't even given them life, right? They came very close. They came very close when they went against the Eagles. And they won whoever they went against this week, right? But the Buffalo Bills is showing that they're not here to play. Like they're not putting up baby points. They putting up, I'm here to whip ads points. Like, bro, if you're gonna come on the field with the Buffalo Bills, you better come correct. That's what they telling teams, man. So Buffalo Bills will be my number 1 and motherfucking 2. Shit.
June?
Look,
June, be realistic. Don't even say the Eagles. Be realistic, June. Because let me let you talk.
I was about to say, how you just gonna stop?
Let me let you talk.
It's not the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that's a fucking lie.
It's not. Hold on. It's not the Buffalo Bills until after week 3, and then it will come back to this question, and I explain later. The reason I'm gonna go with my Philadelphia Eagles, not just because I'm a fan, it's because they have answered every question that they have had the entire off season. Can Hurts do with that type of monstrous offense with those weapons, right? What has he done? He shut everybody down. What has he done? What? Oh, we talking about defense? Oh, don't worry about Slade. Don't worry about Bradbury. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about none of them big boys. Don't worry about Cox. Don't worry about all them sacks. Don't worry about none of that defense, right? Let me tell you what them Buffalo Bills has done, right? They beat a Rams team that looked mediocre at best. They barely got past the Atlanta Falcons. And the Atlanta Falcons, in my opinion, should have been 2-0 if it wasn't for them two little slip-ups. Ramsey isn't good. He got lucky with that damn pick. We'll talk about that later. Overrated ass corner. But anyway, and then my other team would have been the Bengals. The Bengals they're not done. I think they're gonna clean their act up and they still have a strong shot to
The Bengals
do
are
their thing
disappointing.
this season.
They're very disappointing. I think that the first game against let me look it up. The first game was you could still who the fuck they played the first week?
Steelers. Bengals play Steelers.
You could give them grace because they came back. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they got hurt. It's the same grace that not even grace, but the same victory that you applaud the Dolphins, right? For coming back. It's just that the Bengals couldn't take it over, right? I think that they were so promising last year, and that's why people tend to say you can't say, oh, they'll be there next year because it's not guaranteed, right? Because next year everybody's trying to, find a way to find some way to get there, right? So for me, they're a little bit more disappointing. Now, again, let's keep in mind this is just week 2. Last year in the beginning of the season, they didn't really look like the Bengals that they looked towards the end of the season. It was the same thing that we were looking at the Cardinals last year, like, oh shoot, the Cardinals. And as we continue to progress throughout the season, they fell off, right? So yes, the Bengals might be a little disappointed. We just can't count them out yet. Now, the thing about the Eagles is this, for me, June, this is for me, right? Unfortunately, I already saw the Eagles as winning their division, right? And with them winning the division, I knew they were going to win games. I'm not only talking about divisional games. I'm talking about, football games, period. The reason why I don't want to say I'm not sold, but they don't have no twinkle in my fucking eye is, they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Again, like I said, this is why it was shocking with the Lions, because the Lions ain't a team. We said they're professionals. Ain't a team to me, right? And they came to play, They might not have beat the Eagles, but the Eagles was like, oh shit, we got to do something or we're going to lose to the Detroit Lions. At the end of the day, let's not act like you wasn't sweating bullets as the game progressed against the Lions. Because of that, I
really
can't
wasn't.
get my two hats off against to the Eagles, I just can't. And that's that.
Before
all right, Frank, go ahead. Be quiet, June. Frank, go ahead.
So hold on, let me let Ben. You want to say who your 2-0 team is and 0-2 team are?
He about to say
All right, so no,
I'm
not. So I actually got a top 3. So my top 3, in the order are the Bucks, Bills, and the Eagles. Unfortunately, I don't know why I said
Thank
that,
you.
but it's unfortunate.
My guy Ben.
And then
that's why I like him.
The surprise 0-2 team is the Bengals by far, because the other 0-2 teams like the Colts and the Titans, they're not that good. Like the quarterback play for the Colts is not that good, and then Tannehill, you saw what he did in that game. So yeah, those are my surprise 0-2 teams.
So why are you surprised about the Bucks?
I mean, because Brady, and he's doing that at his own age.
No, Brady's not playing great though.
He's not playing great, but he's getting the job done though.
Barely.
And he's not gonna have Mike Evans next week, so we got to see what he's gonna do with that.
Yeah, but stop me. See, this is where I get. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get to watch football this week. Listen, Mike Evans is a great player. I'm not taking from Mike Evans, right? But they can win without him. Brady is not playing. Like, I wouldn't even give it to the Bucks. I'm sorry, because they're not doing anything extraordinary. Like, I'm not. If you want me to be, I'm shocked they are 2-0 with the way they've been playing. They got one touchdown against the damn Cowboys. Granted, Cowboys didn't get none, but one touchdown. Are you serious? I'm sorry. No way. Incorrect.
Well, I'll get to that because you're looking at one aspect of the game, not both, all three. But
I'm looking at all three. They
no,
suck.
you're not, because that defense is shutting shit down. So that's why you're not.
They are right. They are right.
Are you crazy? That defense?
I'm not. They are right.
But we'll get there in a second. My 2-0 unconvincingly is Buffalo Bills. And I'm gonna tell you why. Nikki hit
High
on
five.
the,
This the second week?
Yep, they beat the Super Bowl champs. Whether the Super Bowl champs look scrubbed or not, they went in there and they molly whooped them. It was convincingly.
Yeah.
Then they go home and the Titans come in there and they control what Derrick Henry didn't even get 50 yards. They beat them. The last 2 weeks is 45 points to 17. They've outscored their opponents. Your team was 3 points away from losing or tying to the Lions. The Lions.
Thank
Now,
you. Thank you.
now,
Thank you.
what
Thank
I
you.
will say is this. The question going into the season, because we discussed it, can Jalen Hurts hold up? Right? So
He's
far, he's
doing-
holding up. So far, he's holding up. Your team did something smart, though. We talked about this. Defense. Defense wins championships. So the Eagles knew we're going to go A.J. Brown. We're going to go get him. But what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen up this defense. So in case our quarterback can't get it done, this defense can get it done for us. So that's why I don't put them up there. Now, if the Eagles would have convincingly beat the Lions, like they should have, and then they handled the Vikings magnificent on Monday night. I'm mad he did because I lost fantasy because he put up points. But he did good. I'm not sleeping on your team. I'm just saying for me, right? For me, the 2-0 team, because of who they beat the number one seed in the AFC last year was the Titans. And they beat the Super Bowl champs. Like, it was nothing. Like, hey,
think about it.
You don't
The
got
Titans without AJ Brown and with Tannehill, or the Titans with Tannehill. That's it. Which is what you got the first 2 weeks, right? So that's that. Now let's talk about these Rams, right? What type of credibility are you going to give that win to the Buffalo Bills? The Rams barely lost to the freaking Falcons. We're talking about Detroit Lions, right? Because what you said, we're talking about the Lions, but we're talking about these Falcons. They almost lost to the Falcons. So what does that say about the Rams, really? Then last week you said, hold on. Last week, no, we're talking about the credibility of the Bills beating the Rams. That's all we're talking about right now. Hold on, real quick. The only thing I'm gonna say is I will give them that credibility if they get past the Dolphins next week. And that's it. Because if they don't, then what?
I think the match we gotta wait for is the one with the Chiefs. I think they'll get past the Dolphins. I think they will.
The Dolphins are doing well. No, my thing is this, right? This is where I get frustrated with Jim, right? Because he's like, what credibility does the Ram have? Okay, let me say, I give it to you. What credibility does the Lions have? And y'all were only 3 points away, but are losing. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't praise. No,
what are you talking? You just said that at any given time. So what about when Cleveland was like what 1 and God knows and 1 and 15, 1-16, and then they came back the next year and almost went to the Super Bowl. I mean, these teams progress and they get better.
I'm not against that, but what I'm saying is you like the Rams and shit. Oh, so because Buffalo beat the Rams, that mean nothing. But you don't say the same thing between y'all with the Lions almost beating y'all.
The Lions
has been a team.
The Bryans,
yeah, I know, but you're trying to overpraise the Eagles.
The Bryans look good,
bro. You're trying to overpraise the Eagles for them being 2-0.
I'm giving them that credit that they deserve because going into the season,
give the Bills the credit because they deserve it. They beat the Super Bowl. No, you didn't. You're trying to downplay the Bills. You've been since last week. You've been downplaying the Bills. I'm not talking. Mute his ass because I'm done with him.
So listen, and my 0-2 team is going to be the Bengals. I think the Bengals turn around.
Yeah.
I think this week they're gonna turn around. I think they're gonna figure it out. I just, my concern with the Bengals is you were a protection away from possibly winning the Super Bowl if you could have protected your quarterback. You would think that coming back the next year, that's be your only goal is to protect this man, keep him upright. Because if you keep him upright, you see what he can do. Hell, you can see what he can do when you can't keep him upright. Just imagine if you can give him the time in the pocket, protect him. Not only that, he's young. He's been hit over 17 times already. Lucky he's young. If that was Brady, Stafford, or somebody else, they'd be in the retirement home already. Or, fucking dead because they can't get it. So, but there is some matchups coming up, and these teams will get tested. Let me see what else. We already kind of touched on that. June, you put up a picture of biggest statement, Tua or Hurts?
Yes, right. And I'm not trying to make this about Hurts because we kind of beat him up a little bit on a positive note, except Nikki. But I guess the question is, right, this was very good on First Take, get them credit for it. Who is setting the bigger statement here? Tua or Hurts? They both teams added offensive weapons, right? They had fairly new head coaches, one's a rookie, one's a sophomore. They're both 2-0. One had a hell of a comeback. The other one just, they won 2 games. So who out of both quarterbacks has set the bigger statement in the first 2 weeks of the season? Tua or Hurts?
So for me, it would have to be Tua. And I'm going to tell you why. Right? The only reason why I say Tua is because the team they played. All right? So they played the Ravens, which is not a, they're not a scrub team, right? And who they played the first week?
They beat the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Convincing.
Well, they're not a scrub.
They're mediocre. They're mediocre. They're not.
Yeah, they right.
Let's call it what they are. 1-1 team. Let's call it what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, but oh man, hold on. But beating the Dolphins, beating the Ravens is a caliber team. Now, granted, they're struggling, but whatever. And them beating the what's the team they beat week 1? The Dolphins. Oh, Pats. And then y'all Eagles beating the Lions. And then the Vikings is not, they're a mediocre team for me as well. I don't know. I think the statements with the Dolphins it's just with the teams at the caliber of team that they're playing makes it seem like Tua is, doing the do for me. I know for June it's gonna be what's his name? Hurts.
I'm
season, baby.
Hey Ben, I'm gonna go then. I'll let you go and let June go last because I know he's got a PowerPoint up there. If I know June, he's got it. He's ready.
Yep.
Yep. All right. I hate to do it this way because it's gonna sound like I don't want to give somebody credit, but I'm gonna go with Tua, and here's why. Last year we criticized him a lot. We did. On this show, we criticized his arm. We say he couldn't throw past 5 yards. And for him to come back, have a 6-touchdown game, to bring his team back to win the game against a good opponent, a Lamar Jackson and company in Baltimore, right? That 6-touchdown game hasn't been done since Dan Marino for the Dolphins. Since Dan Marino. That's how long ago it was. So to me, I think Tua is showing, hey, my noodle arm isn't what you think it was. Hurts, though, the question was, can he take the team next? We didn't have a question on his arm. We never questioned his arm strength. We questioned his decision making. We questioned other things, but we never questioned his arm strength. And Tua, we did. Tua right now is completing 71%. He has 739 yards. He's averaging 8.9. He's averaging 369 per game. And he has 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. He's number 1 quarterback in the passing stats right now. You know where Jalen Hurts is number 7. He's completing 69% of his passes. He's only got 576 yards. And as of these stats on ESPN, he's 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Now I don't know. I know he ran 2 in on Monday. But that's what they got him as rushing. Let me see. I'll tell you where he's at. No, actually, he's not even there. So as far as a quarterback goes, that's the stat. So that's why I'm gonna say Tua, because of the criticism we gave Tua, a lot of criticism in the offseason, especially when he got Tariq and all the memes. They were out there. Ben.
You gotta take your thing off mute.
Yeah, Ben, something's wrong. We can't hear you.
He got cricket.
Shut up. He got cricket.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tua
No, Ben.
crazy.
Ben.
Like nobody expected him to come back. What?
Nah,
what you
it was it cut out.
So I'm gonna say Tua because of the comeback that he had Sunday. Because nobody expected him to come back. Nobody expected him to come back down. The score was 28-7. Like nobody expected him to throw six touchdowns in that game. Like I did because I thought his arm was like cut because he couldn't throw it down the field. So for me, I'm gonna say Tua because of that game all alone. Now if he didn't have that comeback, I'll say Hurts. But just for that game alone, I'm gonna say Tua because that was just incredible for him to do that.
June, I say your bullshit.
Nikki, be nice.
I ain't gonna say Lawrence, but
But we can talk about Lawrence, baby.
Oh,
No, we can talk about Lawrence. So pull up my dude stat. So Frank.
Hold on.
So you said 1 through 7. Can you tell me who 2 to 5 is?
Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Not Lawrence. So
Lawrence is great.
Hey, hold on. Hey, I'm gonna be really straightforward here. Tua has made the bigger statement. I'm gonna give him that because of
I'm about to call out
how much we in this podcast have beat him down in this offseason. Well, we said he couldn't even throw over 40 yards and he wasn't gonna match Tyreek Hill. He hasn't just matched Tyreek Hill, he's matched Waddle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And those both, they both had over 140 yards apiece. I think that was the first duo to do something like that in NFL history. So I give him credit on that. I'm not taking away from my guy Hurts. It's Hurts season. I'm a firm believer of that. Hurts has 3 rushing TDs, and Hurts has overcome those critics as well, these first 2. But I have to give Tua the slight edge based on how bad we criticized the shit out of him on that arm. And you think I was going to say something else, Nikki? Come on.
No, but that's the reason I went with Tua, if I'm being honest, is because of what we criticized him for. We're talking so much, and honestly, it's in my opinion, some of these quarterbacks are answering the call. In all fairness, Josh Allen is seasoned now, and I think he's the Bills are getting tired of being disrespected. People saying they can't get past the Chiefs. I think the Eagles did the right thing. They went out and got the receivers. They got the defense. They put Jalen Hurts in a good position to show out. We said this at the beginning of the season and during the summer that it's up to Jalen Hurts to make it do what it do. The team did everything possible to get him weapons. It's up to them. It's up to him as a quarterback to go to the next level. And the same thing with Tua. Now I think the Bills, I think Tua's going to be tested this week against the Bills. I really do. I think it's going to be a great game. But I think the Bills are gonna roll them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the Bills about to go in that mug like, listen, we ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. They F-R-E-E, yeah.
And if you look at it, Mahomes, they won last week against the Chargers, but he struggled that game too. It wasn't the ball. That defense gave him a little run for his money. Not like he did against the Cardinals that first week where he just smoked them. But I think that
the first 2 minutes.
If it wasn't for that pick 6, we don't know what would have happened because they never recovered after that pick 6 that Herbert threw. But then again, here comes the experience. You know, Mahomes has experience. He doesn't make those mistakes that Herbert made in that game. He didn't. There was a meme though that they said every time Mahomes throws a pick, there's a bunch of yellow flags on the field, so it doesn't count. But you mentioned something earlier, Nikki, and you mentioned gameplay, right? Gameplay. And I think there's a couple of quarterbacks that are struggling right now. Brady being one of them, Russell Wilson being another. I'm trying to
My
think.
quarterback as well, because he even though we're winning, he's still playing that trash. So you can say my quarterback too.
I feel like he's developing though. I feel like he's adjusting. Y'all got a new head coach now again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me see. Matt Ryan struggling down in Indianapolis.
Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill is showing who he was. Rodgers kind of struggled the first game. They lost.
It's
So,
a lot of them.
do you think can I put it out of all the teams, so all these quarterbacks, especially seasoned quarterbacks that are struggling, do you think they can turn it around in time for the season to get going?
I mean, I do. I think so. Because some of the teams that you mentioned, right? Their quarterback didn't play preseason. And we've already established that, you know, that probably, you know, wasn't the best call. Granted, people have done it in the past. So, you know, I think they still have time to get their life together, but don't waste too much time because you know you get to a point where it becomes more crucial to win more games, and when it gets to a point where it's more crucial, that's when more mistakes happen, more injuries happen. You know what I'm saying? We lean on one person, and that could really get you out of the the count.
I think the quarterback that I think is going to struggle the most, that I don't think is going to come back regardless if they're 1-1, is going to be Russell Wilson. I don't see that team doing much, to be honest with you. And then Judy's hurt. And that's my main concern for a crazy quarterback. I mean, another quarterback that we don't talk about at all, and I don't have the stats in front of me, is the Texans quarterback. I mean, yeah, he's not putting like these crazy numbers, but he's getting by. I mean, shoot, they almost won. But
so
okay, the issue with the sorry, I'm gonna say that I'm good.
What I was gonna say with the teams, right? Defenses, right? We talked about that earlier. So I'm looking up the stats right now. Scoring defenses, points allowed, Bucks is 1, Bills is 2, Denver's 3, 49ers 4, Jacksonville Jaguars is 5, Minnesota 6, Green Bay 7, New England's 8, Dallas 9, Giants 10. That's the top 10. Right now the Bucks the Eagles are like 14 or 15. So right now the Bucks are allowing 6.5 points per game. The Bills are allowing 8.5 points per game. So scoring defense wins. If you look at yardage per game, San Francisco be number 1, Bills, Panthers, Green Bay, Broncos, Dallas, Chicago, Bucks, New England, Giants, Saints, Philly, Bengals, and so forth. And they're only allowing the 49ers allowing 142 yards per game. Now, if you go to total yardage, then it's gonna be 49ers, Buffalo Bills, Broncos, and New England and Tampa Bay in the top 5 allowing. So that's San Francisco only allowing 210 yards per game.
But
so
Tampa's not bad, even though
no, that's what I'm saying. That defenses was helping them. And that's the thing with Tampa Bay, I'm not worried about it. I think they'll take a L here. They might not even lose next week because Green Bay's not Green Bay. Let's just be honest. If they had Devontae Adams, I'd be like, oh yeah. But I think that what's gonna happen is if they can keep overcoming these little quick wins, everybody knows that teams don't really start gelling like that, especially like a Brady team until midway through the season, which now we're looking at October, November. And by that time, they should have a rhythm going. And if that defense keeps going the way it's going,
They'll be
exactly. That's why I'm not worried about them. I would like to, to me, my concern is the lack of rhythm. It's the fact that he doesn't look good in the game. He's getting frustrated. When I say he, I'm talking about Brady. He's very frustrated. And to me, that doesn't, it shows that he's not comfortable and things aren't clicking. Because when they're clicking, like Buffalo, when you see Buffalo play, they're having fun.
I'm about to say, it's like they're in the backyard playing.
Yeah, exactly. You see Kyler Murray out there, like he's playing Tecmo Bowl, and shout out to Kyler Murray because he's like the first quarterback ever to throw for a 2-point conversion, run for a 2-point conversion. I think touchdown, run a touchdown in, kick the ball through the field goal. He did it all that game. So shout out to him. But you don't see that. And when you don't see that, it's very frustrating. But you said you didn't watch any games, right, Nate?
The only game I watched was the Chiefs and Thursday night game.
Okay. Now, June, you have put up, do you agree? If not, what would you change? So the top 5 NFL teams right now, according to ESPN, is number 1, the Bills, 2 Chiefs, 3 Eagles, 4 Tampa Bay, and 5 Dolphins. Do you guys agree? Let me see if I can share the screen. There it goes. Can you see it?
I guess with stats, Tampa Bay's fine. I mean.
You have no problems with that. That's fine.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So I agree with number 1 being where number 1 is. I don't know if I'll move number 5 from number 5.
I mean, they are undefeated, so that does come to account.
So if I'm not worried about what number they're at, I'm okay with it.
What makes you not okay with it?
I said I am.
I'm okay with it too. The only one that brought up a lot of criticism during the show, not with me, during the show, was they were moving the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. They were swapping those out.
Most definitely. I wouldn't have the Buccaneers as 4.
Yeah, they're 2-0. I get it, but it's not. They found a way to win, but it's not convincing like we've been talking. Every game we've talked about with these teams, we've talked about how convincingly they beat a team. Or beat the Patriots and went and beat the Ravens. So they beat one divisional foe and one conference foe. Eagles beat the Lions and they manhandled the Vikings. The Chiefs beat the Chargers and then and manhandled the damn Arizona Cardinals. And the Bills, they manhandled both teams. They went
both teams.
Yeah,
right.
They were the other team was Pop Warner and they were the NFL team. You know what I'm saying? It's like
right.
You
no professionals.
Yeah, none whatsoever. They just made them look like they shouldn't have even came out. So I don't have I think I would move the Bucks down to 5. I mean, I don't have a problem with the top 5 teams, and the reason is,
right.
A lot of people are giving the Chiefs credit because of what they've done. So because Mahomes is still finding a way to win, they're up there. I think if they would have lost to the Chargers, people would have been talking a lot more. But we've said this in conversation. What's going on in the Dolphins is that Tyreek Hill effect. Because that's the only change they've made. From last season to this season, that's it. They got rid of Parker and they brought Hill in. And immediately look at the impact he's made in that game. Immediately. That's the impact. That's what he brings to the table. That he's that X factor that you have to account for. And we've talked about this. What are you going to focus on? Waddle? Okay, so you focus on Waddle, now you're going to leave. You got him out there. If you focus on him, now you got Waddle, or you got Gesicki, or you got somebody else. So that's what he brings to the table. So I think that's I would move the Dolphins up. I probably even move them a little up more too, to be honest, because that's the only thing you did different in that team. The defense is still the same. They brought a new coach in. Everything else is the same with the exception of Tyreek Hill and oh boy, and look what he did. The first game, Eagles, AJ Brown had an outstanding game. That's another effect. You know, you bring a wide receiver like that in the fold, it helps out. Buffalo ain't doing nothing different. They got rookie cornerback starting, killing the game. So I don't know. I like it. It's not
Well,
bad.
Buffalo's the way they're murdering these teams will keep them at number one. Like,
All right, so that's cool. We had those top 5 there, right? Now this question is going to really affect this. Number 1 versus number 5. Let's just say these Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills. Where do you? And let's just say they beat them by 14, right? Convincingly, not just by 3 points. Because if they beat them by 3 points, I think all you do is move the Dolphins up and that'd be a 1 and 2. But if they beat them convincingly, where do you place the Buffalo Bills?
for me, number one
in this top 5 scenario.
Number
not
one.
the Buffalo. So you will still leave the Bills number 1 if they lose to the Dolphins?
Mm-hmm.
No
Yep.
way.
Yes, wait.
If the Bills lose to the Dolphins, you're gonna leave the Bills number 1?
I would.
Okay.
Yep. I'll move the Dolphins. For me, okay. When me looking, my thing, Buccaneers would definitely be number 5, right? I could go back and forth with putting the Dolphins as number 2, right? And not because the Chiefs are bad, it's just because of how much the Dolphins have improved. Okay, just how much they improved. Which makes it hard because I actually like the Eagles at 3, split in the middle. But if I had to move the Dolphins, the Eagles will have to slide.
Right.
You know? But if the Dolphins beat the Bills, for some reason, I will still have them. I'll have them as my number 2. I'll still leave the Bills as my number 1. Now, if you want me to be honest, and I think the only reason why I say that is I think if the Dolphins beat the Bills, it won't be by 14. It'll be by a close number, the way the Bills have been playing.
So if the Dolphins beat the Bills, I'm not moving the Bills from number 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Not at all.
You're keeping them number 1 too?
Yeah, but I will bump the Dolphins up to like number 2.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And here's why, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's not because of this thing. I think everybody gets a gimme, right? Like last year, you know, we talked about it. The Bills lost to the Jags. We didn't see it coming. Nikki was the only person that picked it. I think the Buffalo Bills went in and slept. They went in thinking it's gonna be a walk in the park. And the Jags said, okay, it's not a walk in the park. I'm gonna show you, but I can tell you.
We had more to lose. You know what I'm saying? We had a point to prove.
Exactly.
You know,
so they and actually I would say that you guys really had nothing to gain at all. Just go out there, listen, we can play ball. So every team's gonna give me a gimme. You know, I believe that. And this might be the week where the Bills might let up because they've having a lot of success, right? They're beating teams. Nobody's really matching up to them. They're probably thinking, oh, we go to Miami's coming up here, or we go to Miami and mollywop them, and they don't. If they're in Florida, the heat down there is a lot different than it is in Orchard Park and in Buffalo. So that could play a part. But I wouldn't move the Bills out the way. I wouldn't, but I would move because I don't think the Dolphins are going to hold that. I don't think the Dolphins are going to sustain what they're doing right now. They might be the second team in the division. They might be able to, you know, I think Bills are going to win the division and Dolphins be right behind them. So I think the Jets.
And then it's a divisional game. Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen how divisional teams play each other. Look at the Chargers and Chiefs. They played each other and it was a good game, you know. So I don't know. I wouldn't move them. I think the team that's here and is serious is the Bills. And I think the only way they lose games is if either A, injury, or B, they don't come and play. They make mistakes. Like that one pass he threw that got deflected, that could have got picked instead of just taking a sack anyways. Plays like that is what's going to hurt you, making dumb decisions. But if he plays smart football and that defense plays smart defense, they'll be fine.
Oh, cool. Well, my opinion, if the Dolphins beat the Bills, I have to put Dolphins 1, Bills number 2. Just giving that respect. It don't take away from the Bills. I'm not saying, hey, the Bills are not gonna make it, but in respect, and I had to put based on records and who beat who, I would have to put Dolphins, Bills, and that's what my 1 and 2, if that were to happen.
I mean, that's fair though. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I see why you're doing it.
And then for me, it's this, right? So divisional games always can go split. You know what I'm saying? So they might lose this one and Dolphins might win the other one. I'm looking at longevity too, right? Longevity, I think the Bills will hold out longer, not pertaining that particular game. I'm talking about throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? So I offer that one game. You know, we said this, and Frank just said it better than what I normally say. Good teams can lose games where bad teams, and I used to use the word bad, but teams that we wouldn't expect to win, i.e., and this is not shots fired towards you, Ben, but i.e. the Giants. They haven't done shit in years. And they're 2-0, or the Lions now. Obviously, they're not 2-0, but they are coming to be competitors. So good teams, they're entitled to have bad games. So, and then again, I don't think the Dolphins are gonna blow them out. So, all right, what's the next thing? Because I got something to say about my Jags.
Oh, Ben, you want to add anything to that, or you good?
I ain't going to this convo. Because I agree with all that. So I'm ready to talk about the next topic.
Okay, cool. So we got June, you added these down here?
I added those last week. That was just more of a
Okay, we're gonna close that out then. All right. So Nikki, what you wanted to talk about?
Let me set up because
gosh.
Listen.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, man,
I
am so proud of them. Let me give you a little bit of some stats that I had to look up. Right, currently, now I hate to say this, but it is what it is. We're only in week 2, but the Jags lead the NFL in turnover ratio with 6 turnover forced from the defense and only 1 turnover by offense. They lead the NFL. Jacksonville Jaguars are currently tied for first place in the league with 5 interceptions. You mad, June? Truth is truth. They're the only team with 5 different players to do that, okay? I just wanted you to know, right? The Jaguar defense pitched the first and only shutout of the season so far in their 24-0 win against the Colts. Let me say that again. The Jaguar defense pitched the first and only shutout of the season so far in their 24-0 win against the Colts in week 2. I want you to know that every time the Colts, since 2014, every time we play a home game against the Colts, we win since 2014. A home game against the Colts. And he continues. All right. We're the second in the league with 6 forced turnovers. I already said that. And only 4 rookies in the NFL to date have had interceptions so far this season. Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd are 2 of them. They are Jacksonville Jaguars.
You guys are in first place.
Yes, we are now in first place. I don't like to say that one because it's only week 2, but we are now first place in our division. We are the only team in our division that actually have won a game.
That is true.
So while the Titans have lost both 2 games, the Colts and the Texans been lucky because they tied the first game. But yeah, we are the only team in our division that actually won a game. But I think we're gonna lose this week. But I'm picking the Jags regardless. So, but it's all good. Just wanted to give y'all a little tidbit about the Jags. I am extremely proud of them. This is the defense that we were in 2017. Might be a little bit better. So we know defense win championships. So good job, Jaguars, from your first lady.
Can I say something about the my second team?
No, we're moving on.
No, hold on. This is good stuff. Golly.
Come on, Jim. Come on.
Look, I think Frank and I said it. Frank said before the season started that the Jaguars would look different with their starters in the game. Y'all could have won the first game, and y'all obviously won the second convincingly. And Lawrence, look, if that Lawrence shows up, great decision-making Lawrence, then the Jaguars will make a statement. Because now they ain't got to worry about these damn Titans. Yeah, you obviously know what they're playing like. But more importantly, I think you guys put Frank Wright, the coach of the Colts, on the hot seat because, hey, you came back here last year, you lost the game that could have got y'all to the playoffs to the Jags. Then you came back here with this new quarterback and you get shut out. And you're looking one-on-one tie with the Texans, then you come back here and lose to the Jags in the shutout. Frank Wright, Jacksonville, you just put his job in the hot seat if he continues this little downward spiral.
I mean, I said this. The who we playing? The Colts. So if we don't win, I always root for the Colts, right? Because I don't like the Titans, right? I despise the Titans. The only second thing is the Colts have to go through us, and when they come to us, we be ready. You know, we'll see what we do when we go to Indy. I think that game is October 2nd. So we'll see what we'll do when we get to Indy. But if we beat them in Indy, yeah, I 100% agree. But we coming with the heat regardless. So
I think
for me, it would be a big statement if we beat the Titans. Because I feel like the last few years since I've been watching football, I think the Titans have always had our number. So go ahead, Frank. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, for me, like June said, decision making. I think the coaching is a big difference for you guys. I think Doug Peterson's bringing a good mindset to the team, and if he can eliminate the mistakes and not put your defense back on the field, give them a break, control the clock, make smart decisions, y'all should be okay. The competition ain't that hard in your division right now. It's not. Titans can't get the ball going. I mean, Colts, you already beat them once. Even if you break even, y'all could possibly win that division if y'all played right. That's.
I actually got to win the division too.
Say what?
As crazy as that sounds, I got to win the division because Derrick Henry's not the same running back as he used to be. Because week 1 he got popped by Trey Crowder. Week 2, I think he only had like 20 yards rushing against the Bills.
Yeah, they figured
that's
him out.
crazy.
Yeah, they figured him, like, you know, he ain't the powerhouse, but you know that's inevitable. You get what I'm saying? Like eventually, you know how to eliminate the playmakers. The problem with the Titans is their quarterback ain't great, so you have to lean on somebody. And when you lean on that person, and we figure that person out, that's the Titans. The Colts, I always said with the Colts, I never saw a dramatic difference between Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz. At least when we played Carson Wentz, he put up something on the board. Matt didn't even, you know.
Yeah, I think Carson fit into the system a lot faster than Matt Ryan is. I don't think he's adjusting well. I don't think they played in the preseason either. So like we already said how those teams that didn't play in the preseason are struggling now to get some consistency and some continuity. Real quick, Ben, your team is 2-0 for the first time since I think Jesus walked the earth.
Jesus walked.
2016.
I can't stand you, Frank.
2016. How does it feel, man, to be 2-0?
Man, it feels good. And plus, we don't even have all our defensive guys on the field yet. Like, I think Monday, Kayvon Thibodeau and Ojulari is going to come back for the Dallas game, so that helps our defense a lot. But it feels good to be 2-0. Saquon Barkley's back to be the best running back in the league. So I'm
Yeah,
excited
he's
about
doing
that.
well. He's actually doing well. Mhm.
Now, if the quarterback can play good, like he's been playing okay, but it was like he almost threw a pick six Sunday against the Panthers. I'm like, bro, like there was no need for that. Like all you gotta do is just run the ball and then don't make these dumb plays. But yeah, but other than that, I mean the team has been doing good. I wish we could get rid of Kenny Galladay because he's like the biggest problem on the team right now. Because I don't know why we paid him all that money just to not play. It's just ridiculous to me. But other than that, I really can't complain. So yeah.
Right, June. Okay. So with that being said, we're about to go into pick'ems and get it going. All right, Nikki, you got your piece of paper out?
Yeah, I'm ready. So Thursday night. Oh, it's going this way. Ben, you are visitor, so we'll go Ben first, Frank, myself, and then your last, June. This is how it's written on the
Yes,
paper.
June can't
But you've always been last.
his answers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna change it. So it's gonna be Ben because you're the visitor. Then I'm gonna have June because June is leading. Then there'll be Frank. I'll go last. It's fine. All right. So whatever. Tomorrow night it's Steelers against the Brown at Cleveland. Ben.
Ooh, is Garrett playing? Because I heard Clowney's out and somebody else is out. So, but if Garrett's not playing, then I got the Steelers winning.
You got Steelers? June?
Yeah, I got the Steelers winning.
I got the Browns.
Frank?
I'm on the fence.
Yeah, me too. But I know what I'm about to say. Here we go.
But yo, I'm gonna go Browns. They got a better running game. The defense can hold up. And no TJ Watt. I don't see Trubisky taking him over the top. So I'll go Browns.
All right, I'm going Browns. All right, this is the good one. Buffalo against Dolphins at Miami. Bills against Miami. I mean, in Miami.
Bills. I'm gonna go to Bills.
June. Come on, June.
Hold on, I know you ain't talking. This is the first time I ever do this. Go, Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
I'm going Bills. I already got my picks up. You want me to put them on the screen so you can see it?
No. I'm going Bills. Come on, June. You going Dolphins?
You know what? I'm going Dolphins.
All right, good job. It starts your decline. Bengals.
I ain't afraid to take them risks, baby.
Good.
You know, look at
Bengals
the Giants. They
at
took that
Jets.
point conversion.
Bengals at Jets. Bengals at Jets.
I'm gonna go Bengals because they need to win bad. So I'm gonna go Bengals.
June.
I'm going Bengals.
Frank.
Bengals. They turn around this week.
That's what we said last week. But I gotta go Bengals and watch the Jets win. All right, Raiders at Titans.
Ooh.
Both teams are on 2. Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders because of the way they lost last week. I think they bounce back and become 1-2.
June.
Going Raiders.
Frank.
I'm on the fence, man. So I want to. Fuck. I go Raiders, man. I go Raiders.
I'm going Raiders. All right, next Saints at Panthers. Divisional game. Ben.
Saints.
June.
I'm going with the Panthers. I think they're gonna pull this one out. Jameis Winston. What did I put it in? That was so funny.
Going Panthers?
Yeah.
I'm actually going Panthers.
I think they'll get the win this time. I think them 3 picks James threw is gonna stay in his head. I don't think, and yeah, I think the Panthers will pull it out.
All right, Ravens at Pats.
Oh, Ravens.
All day.
Yeah.
Ravens at Pats.
I hate this.
Lamar, as you will say.
Shut up, June.
I'm about to say this to Lamar.
Yeah.
You going Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank?
Ravens.
All right. You already know. Lions at Vikings.
Mm.
Ooh, this is tough. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Lions because I think they might pull this upset.
June.
I'm going Vikings. They ain't gonna lose at home.
Frank.
Vikings. They'll bounce back.
I'm going Lions. Eagles at Commanders.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna go to Eagles.
Frank.
Eagles.
Chiefs at Colts. Oh, I went Eagles. Chief at Colts.
Chiefs.
Ben.
Chiefs by 20.
Frank. I mean June. June.
I got the Chiefs and Frank Wright gets his that's LOI.
Texans at Bears.
Bears.
That was Frank.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Bears.
June.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears too.
The Bears.
But the Texans will win. I'm going Bears, but the
Texas.
Texans will win.
All right. Jaguars at Chargers.
Oh boy.
I'm going Chargers.
Next.
I'm gonna go Chargers, but if Herbert is not like 100%, I could see the Jaguars for it, but I'm gonna go Chargers.
June.
And are they playing in Jacks?
No,
they're playing at Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville.
You going Jags?
I'm going Jags.
Oh, you already know where I'm going. Rams at Cardinals.
Cardinals.
June.
You said Rams?
Yep, at Cardinals.
Rams.
Frank.
Rams.
I am going Cardinals.
Oh, that shit she talk.
Packers at Tampa. Bucks.
I'm gonna go the Bucks.
June.
I'm going damn, what's the other team?
Bucks. Packers at Bucks. Hurry up, man.
Oh, I'm going with Packers. There's no Mike Evans. Lazard is 100. Let's go.
I'm going Bucks. Defense.
I'm gonna go Bucks. I should have went Packers. But Falcons at Seahawks.
Oh my god, this is a nasty game. Ooh, I'm gonna go Falcons.
Should be easy.
June.
I'm going to Atlanta, and Pitts gets like 176 yards.
Frank.
Fuck, man. I'll go ATL.
Yep, I'm going ATL as well. 49ers at Broncos.
Jimmy G.
49ers.
June.
And Jimmy G, I trust since last week.
Coming, Frank.
49ers.
And I'm going 49ers. Oh, no, I'm going Broncos. I can't go against Russ. Sorry. Last game is Cowboys at Giants.
Giants 100%.
June.
I'm going Cowboys.
Frank.
Yeah, Cowboys.
And I am going Cowboys.
Sorry,
right.
man. He down there like, damn.
No,
I'm like,
I'm
confused.
win, but I think the Giants will win, but I gotta go Cowboys. All right.
Hey, June. Yeah, anyway. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's close it up. June, you got anything you want to put out there?
Yes, I do. I was gonna ask really quick. Jimmy G, we didn't touch on that. But do the 49ers get better? Or do they stay the same?
They get better because the players
I gotta
really
go.
like them.
All right, bye, Nick. Have a good
Yeah,
one.
I really can't
Have fun.
answer that question because I haven't seen the 49ers really play. I know they did well, obviously, when Trey Lance got hurt and Jimmy G came in. But I haven't seen Jimmy G do his thing. So I can't answer that question. Let's think about it. With Jimmy G last year, they made it as far as they did. So I don't know if he got better or so listen, Jimmy G I've never said Jimmy G is a bad QB. I just say I don't feel like he can ever take the team over. He's not consistent. So with him winning, it's not shocking. It's not shocking. So I don't know. Can't really give you that definite answer.
I agree with Ben. I think instantly it makes him a better team. You see the players rally against him when he snuck in that touchdown. The team was all over him. He was smiling. The players love him. They gravitate to him. The Trey Lance getting hurt, as sad as it is, was a blessing to the team because you get the guy in the center that you really want there. Yes, we've criticized him. He can he get you past a certain point. We've argued ad nauseum in this podcast about his talent, whether he's good or not. He's a winner. He wins. He's been to Super Bowls, been to NFC championships, games. So, to me, they're a better team, man. They are a better team. That team is built to win now. That team is not built to wait on a rookie quarterback to get better. Bye, Nikki. Have fun.
Bye, America.
Bye. Wrap up.
It's not made for them to, what you call it, that team is made to win now. By them letting Trey Lance come in, they were wasting those young players' time completely, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but they're wasting it. That defense is too good. You got good wide receivers. You got a good game plan, and you bring a guy in that wasn't gonna propel you. I'm sorry. You saw the difference instantly, man. Instantly. If Jimmy G would have been in that game against Chicago, the 49ers could be 2-0 right now.
And part of that top five. And part of that top five.
Part of top and really be a conversation for that top five because that defense is on point. That defense is good. So yeah. That's what I would do. That's how I would look at it. I think instantly he becomes they become contenders.
How about you, Ben?
Like I said, they're coming 100% better. And I think they'll be a top 3 team in the NFC. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, you hit it right in the money, Frank. As soon as he scored that touchdown and the way that team went around him, it sucks for Lance.
Mm-hmm.
But for the 49ers, they're a win now type of team. And Kittle comes back next week. So imagine, now you get Kittle back in the lineup. You got that defense. You got Jimmy G he's trying to make a statement now. Now he goes into that quarterback statement talk. Hey, I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to let you guys know what you were about to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no hard feelings because out of this whole thing, the way that I have to mention Jimmy G, if I had to slap a name on his forehead, would be humble. That guy's probably the most humble dude right now.
Yeah, he didn't complain. I told you he did what he was supposed to do. No teams came to get him. He re-signed for a year, said, I'm gonna be a team player, I'm gonna be here, and let me do what the team needs me to do. And that's right now. He's stepping in the game. And now you see his asset. You see the value behind him coming into the game. And it's instantly he's made a difference, man. I mean, the team rallies around him. And Ben, you said it first. When the team comes around you, you see the difference, bro. When they have your back, it's not say they don't have Trey Lance's back. I'm not saying that. But they believe in Jimmy G. You can tell who they believe in out the gate. Bucks are signing Cole Beasley to the practice squad with people being down.
That's a hell of an addition, in my opinion. I think that's really good.
I think, if he can learn the playbook between now and then.
Yep.
Because that's the key thing is the playbook. If they can learn it and he can get in there, then I think he'll be a good as a slot. I think he'll be a good addition. The The Bucks got a lot of receivers. They got a lot of wide receivers. I don't think they're gonna. Mike Evans, you're always gonna miss him, but he wasn't 100% last game anyways, and the person that caught the touchdown wasn't even him. So it was because he was out the game. So I think the Bucks will be fine. But signing, oh boy, is good for them to bring him in and give an extra weapon, a speedy weapon, like another Edelman or Amendola to Brady there, and get it going. Well, this week I think some teams will get tested again, but I guess my question to you is, what if the Bengals lose to the Jets? Now they're 0-3.
Then it's a wash. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a wrap,
I don't
man.
know.
It's a wrap.
It depends. That division,
Yeah.
because you don't know what the Browns are going to be by the time Deshaun gets back, and the Steelers, what if the Steelers lose this week, and do they bring in, oh boy, the rookie and sit Trubisky down? It's a lot of questions that we won't talk about next week.
Yeah, I think is it really Mitch Trubisky or is it that O-line?
I think is inconsistency.
Yeah.
Listen, Trubisky took the Bears to the playoffs,
Right?
with poor coaching. Okay, so I don't think it's Trubisky. I honestly feel like it's just time to gel. I think that the team, it's not everybody can learn a playbook. Not everybody has that impact that you left one team, go to another team. Not everybody's Brady. Not everybody's my man Peyton Manning that went from the Colts to the Broncos and instantly, he's setting a touchdown record. Look at Russell going to the Broncos. He's struggling over there, and we can say it's the coaching over there that's not allowing him to cook, but it's rough watching him play. It's rough. What they, he went to a team with wide receivers already that had a good core, and he's struggling. Look at Matt Ryan down with the Colts. People want to say what they want about Matt Ryan, but he is NFL MVP, and he did go to Super Bowl. Was not that far away from actually winning the Super Bowl until they screwed it up. So you got to give credit where credit's due. Not every quarterback can adjust, and veteran quarterbacks struggle. So I don't know. I don't know if it's Trubisky or not. To be honest, I couldn't tell you. I have to see what they do this week or tomorrow against the Browns. If they lose to the Browns and it's because of the offense, then it's gonna be on Trubisky. He's the quarterback.
Right.
The defense, we know what the defense can do, but what I was gonna say, June, look at your pick'ems for Sal. I don't think he put Thursday night game on there.
No. He said that the first 2 Thursday night games don't count.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, listen. Any other topics you guys want to talk about before we close it up?
No, I think that we pretty hit every nail on the head.
All right, man. Well, June, go ahead. Your remarks.
Hey, super interesting week 2. Super dope, man. I'm looking forward to week 3 to see how these teams develop. And one thing is those 1-1 teams. Let's see where they end up falling out. But other than that, man, it's good time being in here. Brady, hopefully I see you next week. If not, then again, take your time. And Ben, damn, man, those damn Giants.
All right, Ben, your closing remarks.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure being on here. Like always, I love listening to the podcast. I love sharing the podcast. Go Giants. Hopefully we become 3-0 and see what things are. And that's all I gotta say.
All right. Nikki, you want to say something before we close out since you're back on, or you're good?
I came back on just to talk to America. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Listen, America, it's always a pleasure coming on. I'm happy that I didn't miss any week. I've been doing work and been out of town, but I still made time to come on here and talk to y'all. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
That's Frank Presents the Play Call. Have a good one.
Bye.